For more on this, we're joined by Scott Major, who is an attorney, author, and disaster insurance expert who has helped thousands and thousands of clients after natural and man-made disasters. He now joins us from Fort Lauderdale. Look, this is an interesting topic because it's not something you think about until there is a disaster. What are some of the key things that, for consumers out there who are thinking about this, what do they need to really watch out for?
Before the event occurs, it's very important to make sure that you have sufficient coverage, and that is homeowners coverage, wind-related coverage, and that involves coverage to your structure, coverage to additional structures, which is a different type of coverage format, the coverage for your contents, and coverage for if you have to move out of your home while that house is being repaired.
I mean, look, a lot of this stuff can be quite expensive. I mean, there's insurance for all types of things. Are most people overinsured or underinsured?
Most people are underinsured. The reality is that when people purchase insurance policies, they're relying on their agent. They really don't do any diligence on their own to understand the value of their property or the value of the loss that might occur. And so as a result, they end up not getting enough insurance in many occasions. Now, insurance, when I talk about enough insurance, it is for disaster-related events. A lot of people have insurance, but not necessarily to cover a major disaster such as a tornado or Hurricane Sandy, Wilma, Katrina, those kinds of events.
All right, let's perhaps do some scenarios here. Let's say you own a place in New York City and you're worried about disaster, be it terrorism or something similar to Superstorm Sandy. How would you protect yourself and how much insurance do you need?
If you're a residential homeowner, condo, co-op, residential private home, you want to make sure that you have at least two kinds of insurance. That is homeowners insurance, that is wind-related homeowner structure insurance, and flood insurance. They are two different things. Flood insurance being for obviously the water-related events and water intrusion that causes damage, and the homeowners for the building envelope and the adjoining structures. In terms of how much property damage you might suffer or how much insurance to get, the most important thing to recognize is how much will it cost you to rebuild your home? How much will it cost you to replace those contents, whether you have expensive jewelry or clothing or things of that sort? You look at those and then you establish how much coverage you think you need, and you go to your agent and say, my home is going to require $565,000 to replace the entire home. I have $100,000 worth of jewelry. I have some other contents and structures.
I just want to point out something that my insurance company agent asked me was to keep receipts for things that you buy, whether it be like a laptop or a computer. I mean, a lot of folks just don't have all these different receipts. How can they even prove they owned all this expensive jewelry?
I think the best risk analysis that people can do is go and take pictures of everything in your house. Go video everything in your house. Store it on your computer. Back it up to a jump drive or to a separate drive. The best information, the best damages you can have are those that are visible, that you can show an insurance company. So the most important thing in this preparation is to make sure you document all of these things.
Our show, we have a lot of international investors from around the world. They may own property at some place in the United States, whether it's in the Midwest or it's out in California and Los Angeles. How do they protect themselves for is it investment properties? Is it any different than perhaps for someone who's just living there or renting it?
Well, the difference has to do with how amount of insurance you might pay in terms of the premium. But I will tell you, every single person who's listening to this program, take out a video camera, go and film every aspect of the exterior of your home. At the same time, go inside, film every aspect of the interior. Show the pictures that show your house is in excellent condition so that when damage comes up, you'll be able to look back and say, look, insurance company, I have valid proof that my property was in perfect condition. If you have major structures, you might want to get an expert, such as an engineer or a window inspector, to go out and also prepare a simple report that says, I've inspected this property.
Scott, very quickly, my floor manager is getting rattled up here. He's about to leave with the camera immediately. Final question for businesses. Now, we talked about consumers earlier. What about businesses? What can they do to protect themselves from disaster? Obviously, that's a very serious situation that they have to deal with.
Very important to get commercial general liability and other types of insurance, property damage insurance that covers your business. And make sure you pay attention to how much you have in contents inside your premises, as well as what it will cost to replace that building.
Scott Major, have a great weekend. Thank you very much for your
thanks,
advice.
Pal. Thanks for having me.